All right. Good morning and happy Friday, everybody. Let's see what we have here. I'm gonna take a few minutes here just to get a couple people on, and then we'll get this started. Barry, what's up, brother? How you doing? Appreciate you. Let's get some people on here, and then let's get this started. Some interesting stories that were coming out today, so I'm excited, eager to share with you guys. And if you jump on, let me know you guys are out there, and what platform you're watching. This, when you're on Facebook and whatnot, didn't always like to share this because it's not necessarily on theirs. It's through a third party. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Thank God it's Friday. I look at I got a new bow tie just for you guys. That's because I care about y'all, and some of you have been harping on me for quite a while about getting a new bow tie. So here we go. This is it. You're welcome. But seriously, what do you guys think about what's been going on this week? It's been something else, I think. It's definitely been different. What do we have this week? A couple of things. Let me do these couple announcements here real quick. We got our friends down in San Antonio, Texas this week and actually tomorrow. If you hit up Fitzgerald's Bar and Live Music down in San Antonio, our buddy Scotty Fraser Brand is going to be down there playing tomorrow night. So go check that out. And if you go to Scotty Fraser Band on social media, you'll be able to see the times and dates and everything like that. So it's tomorrow night. I'm not sure of the time, but by all means, please go check that out. Uh, Reminder: all the podcasts and actually the audiobooks, you can all find all of that stuff on heroesmediagroup .com. So go check that out. We have let's see here. New show announcement. Super stoked about this one. That totally didn't even see how that came out. So we're going to remove that. But Be Relentless is a new podcast that's coming out. It's going to be coming out the first week of November here. So stay tuned for that. We're excited about that. All right, let's get into some of the things that have happened this week in the news. All right, let's get started. One of the things, and actually, I lied. Before we do that, let me see if this one pops up. This is how I picture trick or treating this year. Am I wrong for saying this? And I don't know if whoever did this. I couldn't see credit to who gave the artwork here. Mr. David Williams, how you doing, brother? Good morning to you. Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it. Hope all is well. So this picture here, you kind of do you remember trick or treating as a kid? I mean, I'm a little seasoned, as you can see, And I remember as a kid going out trick or treating in the neighborhood. I grew up in northern Wisconsin. We small town kind of community. You'd walk around with either a giant paper bag that you got from the grocery store or a pillowcase. And I do remember some years where we had a pillowcase, sometimes two pillowcases full of candy by the end of the night. And it wasn't like any of this here. Like I have gluten, I can't eat nuts, organic only candy. Like stop, kids. Like I don't know. It's just we live in such a different world now, it seems like that I don't know. I saw this, I kinda thought it was funny. If you get offended by it, I don't tell you, but I'm sharing it here because I thought it was funny. So how and let me ask you this: those of you out there, how many of you still take your kids trick or treating? Because that's another different topic that I might cover on a happy hour or whatnot. Trick or treating, kind of the Halloween, all in and of itself. But if you, as you see, look at new bow tie that I'm rocking for you guys. They've got the jack o' lanterns on it, trying to get you guys into the spirit there. I know I said we're going to jump into these news things real quick. Let me do a shout out here to um, my buddy Ivan Jackson. He founded El Diablo Baracho hot sauce. This has got a kick to it, man. Let me tell you, this stuff it's a spicy, but great stuff. Veteran owned. You can find him on Facebook at Diablo Borracho Hot Sauce, and you can find him on Instagram at El Diablo underscore Borracho. So check that out. Great stuff there, and I'll post that after the show and stuff as well. Got to give a shout out to Sisu Stamina, stuff that keeps me going in the afternoons. I love this stuff. I'm on like probably day 23 now. And they come in 60 chewable tablets. Take one a day. I love this stuff. And they're running a special right now. So if you go to ULA Universe, I think John was giving out a couple of free samples and stuff. So go check it out. Love it. Got to give a shout out to our friends over at OpLens Worldview. Go to opslens.com. Check them out. Also, this is a new platform, natc.com. Go check them out. Excuse me, nat.news. Go check them out. It's a new social media blog site. And they're looking for writers and stuff like that. So go check them out. Appreciate those guys' support. Wesley Young, what's up, brother? How you doing? Hey, Wes, when are you going to Nebraska? I think you're going out there for your hunt, right? And I got to rock the bow tie, baby. I got to rock the bow tie. Still, some of you are relatively new to this show, and you see this goofy looking feller with a bow tie on Friday mornings, and you're like, "What's up with the bow tie, man?" So those of you that don't know, when I initially started, hey Tina, how are you, sis? When I initially started doing a weekly wrap up, it was uh it it took 2 years for me to start this particular weekly to do the weekly wrap up. I had people on me, you need to do a show, you need to do a show, a live show once a week at least. And I knew I had to. I was just procrastinating. I've always said I'm not a in front of the camera type guy, and I don't necessarily feel like I am even today. Um, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna do a funny. And my son had a bow tie from a costume that he had for like the 4th of July, that American flag one that I usually wear. Not the same one. It's not the original American flag bow tie that I first started the show. But then I got to thinking, like everybody kept commenting that they liked the bow tie, and then when I didn't wear the bow tie, everybody got mad because I wasn't wearing a bow tie. So now I'm trying to do a different bow tie for the different seasons and holidays and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's where the bow tie story came in. Was not in the queue for today to talk about that, but I just felt like bringing it up. So anyway, Wes, yes, sir, November 9th. Yeah, very nice. Hey, good luck, brother. Be safe on your trip, man. That's awesome. Um, all right, let's talk about what we've seen this week in the news. It's been something else. First headline that I have, and hopefully you guys will be able to see this. Biden pledges 100 million in humanitarian aid to Palestine. Questions, comments, cries of outrage. Go. What are your thoughts on this? Because if I'm not mistaken, and I did not find this, but now that I think about it, I also saw in a headline somewhere this week that Israel requested, was it 10 billion or 10 million, 10 billion in military aid. And that was this week as well. Am I wrong? Am I off? Anybody know? Has anybody been following that? So, um, I found this to be, I don't know, kind of interesting, quite frankly. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Um, Actually, I'm not going to talk much about that. It blows my mind because you think about all the money that we've spent in the last what 2 3 years, 3 years in in Ukraine, and now we're pledging money to Palestine. We're going to pledge money to potentially pledge money to Israel or whatnot, which I'm not necessarily opposed. They are an ally. Uh, but where do you draw the line on the amount of money that we're spending um, on this? Where do you draw the line on, hey, maybe we should start taking care of our people here at home? And then you look at, and then let's do people here at home. Let's define that. Is it, are you U.S. citizens? Is that what we're talking about, or are we talking about the, you know, tens of thousands of people crossing the border? Uh, crossing the border literally each week, and then all of a sudden they automatically get funding that should go to, homeless veterans, should go to, but the homeless should go to people in need here in the United States. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just confused. Uh, Wes, that deserves. Let's put that up there. That deserves a. You're a brave man for saying that. I very much appreciate that. But that no. Adam Bird for president. No, I could no. That would be a tough one. But thank you. So I mean, what are your guys' stance on this? I mean, take a look at, you know, particularly the last, we'll say, 5 years or so. How are we spending so much money overseas and then we're not putting money here in the United States for the people here that need it? It just and again, this is I'm really, a reason for me saying it this way is like I'm kind of like, hey, maybe we need to start looking at some things here. I've said it before. I'm going to say it right now. Critical thinking is a lost art. Ken, what's up, brother? There you are. I was wondering if you were going to jump on this morning, brother. Critical thinking is a lost art, and I think we need to really start looking at the money that we're spending overseas and kind of get back to, let's focus on our people here in the United States. They tweak the numbers. The mainstream media has been tweaking numbers like, oh, now's the best time for this and that and blah blah blah. It's all bullshit. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Family show. No, it's not. But you guys hear what I'm saying. Mr. Williams, how are you? Thank you for jumping on, brother. What do we have here? Um, yeah, no, and he's right. And he's right. It's and David, you're right about that as well. It's all just a big. I don't want to say a hoax, but it kind of feels like it is. Again, mind you guys, I say this stuff. Don't take my word for it. Look this stuff up. I put the article, as I'm pointing, like you guys are going to see. Look in the comments below the article for the Biden pledges 100 million to humanitarian aid to Palestine. And here's the other thing. And if you caught the happy hour Wednesday night, I mentioned that I received video that I am just waiting on permission to post, and it will probably post tomorrow. So stand by. But it was a video of a um, protest in Chicago in support of Hamas. I want you guys to think about what I just said there. Um, it was a protest in support of Hamas in Chicago. Now, if you've been watching the news at all this week as well, you saw that there were protests and stuff right in DC. And I came this close to going down there. I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. Um, but there were protests down there, and then mainstream media came out and falsified how rockets were hitting a hospital that Israel fired and whatnot. And that wasn't the case. It turned out to be a fabrication, disinformation, and there's a lot of that as well now. More and more disinformation comes, and this is why it's so important. This is why I'm beating the dead horse, guys. Forgive me, but we really need to. I don't tell you how to think. I give you some information and let's discuss it and see from both ends, right? Yeah, Wes, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Um, all right, let's move on because this next one, this next article, it 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 made me smile, and I'm not gonna lie, it brings me a little joy. This next one is Arkansas orders Chinese-owned seed company to sell its farmland. The firm also faces a $280,000 fine for not filing paperwork with the state of Arkansas on time. That's what I'm talking about. That is what that's what we need. And here's the thing. Let me ask you guys this because you're seeing more and more companies overseas coming and purchasing land here in the United States. Should we allow that? That's a question. Like answer me this. Should we allow foreign companies, especially ones like that come from countries that we kind of have a beef with, should we allow them to come over and purchase land? David? Hell no. No, you're right. Wesley, heck no. No. I'm totally for this. And this was Governor Sarah Huckabee. Um, God bless her. Ken, no. Yeah, right. We should not allow this at all. And good on her. So Arkansas, this is the first Arkansas is the first state that's doing this. She is absolutely Dave, you're right. She's amazing. I think that she's the best thing that's happened to Arkansas in a long time. What could possibly go wrong with China owning our food? So yeah. Huh. Here's a question since Steven kind of I'm gonna put your comment up here. Here's a good here's a good thing. And he's saying it obviously sarcastically. But here's the thing. If this is going on right now, where is Bill Gates in the picture? You guys know he's my favorite person to talk about. Seriously, that guy. Yeah, I beeped that out. Um, what's going on there? Maybe that's all I'm going to say. What's going on with Bill Gates? Where is he now? But this is a great first step. The first step that Arkansas makes, and I hope other states follow. And with that said, another state has started to follow, and I'm talking about uh, Arizona. I have talked. I don't know. It's been a while now, but it was the alfalfa farm down in southwestern part of Arizona. It's like kind of out near I think Yuma area. So it's like Arizona California border area, and there's a very large farm that's owned. They say it's a Saudi Arabian dairy company that grows hay. Actually, what it is, it's a giant alfalfa farm, and it takes up literally damn near all the water for the state of Arizona. Um, Now what's happening? So the Saudi dairy company that grows hay for in Southern California and Arizona for export to the Middle East. Let me say that again for those of you in the back. They grow alfalfa and hay and they export it to the Middle East. We don't get it. They're growing it here and then they're sending it overseas. This company is finally set to lose several leases that allow it to pump unlimited water from government-owned farmlands. I'm gonna just let that resonate for a minute because when I found out about this, or when I first read about this a couple months ago, I knew that I know where the farm is. We've driven by the farm. I've seen it. Uh, it's the fact that we're allowing another country come in and use all of our resources that's taking away from the people here. That's wrong, in my opinion. If I'm wrong for saying that, please call me out on it. Um, but I'm glad to see that Arizona has finally put its foot down and said, "Hey, we're not going to allow this anymore," and they shouldn't because I lived in Arizona for 24 years. I still bounce back and forth. Um, and anytime you're down there, it's I still got a lot of family, a lot of friends down there, and there's always water restrictions or there's this or that. And you can't water. Some people got yards and stuff like that. Now, granted, it's the desert, but you know, and that's the other thing. Like you're growing alfalfa and hay in the desert. There's other places in the U.S. to do that if you're going to do that. And why would you do it in the desert when you're using unlimited water from government-owned farmlands? That should piss off every Arizonan and everybody that lives in Southern California. Everybody should be pissed off about that. Come back to the light. Well, Ken, you know what? I might because it's getting a little cooler. I certainly won't go to Arizona in the summer anymore. I have become one of those what they call snowbirds. No pun intended. so 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 it's good to see. Anyway, listen, it's good. I'm glad to see that Arkansas has put their foot down. It looks like Southern California, Arizona is starting to put their foot down on this, and I hope they follow through with this. I hope they shut that farm down and give the water back to the residents of Arizona that live there. And that's how it should be. Hell, you guys are paying the taxes and stuff on it. Why is your money going to a foreign country for allowing them to use unlimited water from government owned farmlands? It's not right, and you should be pissed off. What else? Okay, I don't necessarily have a link for this, but I wanted to bring this up because I saw a video on it on social. Um, Body doubles. What do I mean by body doubles? How many body doubles do you think there are of President Biden? And some of you are gonna be like, "Dude, you're crazy." Mm-mm. Am I? How many body doubles do you think there are? Here's the thing. For those of you that don't know, um, I got an interview coming up here in 2020, early 2024 of somebody of a lady that used to be in worked for one of those agencies that created masks and stuff like that. For body doubles. At least 2, yeah, yeah. I'm willing to bet there's probably 4 or 5, quite frankly. So if you compare pictures, uh, then you really need to if you look at the pictures online and some of the speeches and stuff that's been going on, particularly lately. The one I'm talking about literally just happened like yesterday or the day before. I think it might have been on Wednesday, where his chin. It looked like I mean, the chin was just so off, and it's just like, "Come on." Like, I almost feel like I get pissed off about it because it's like they're not even hiding it anymore. Now granted, I knew that, but, like, maybe for the average person that doesn't really think about that type of stuff or that doesn't really crawl down the rabbit holes like I do, like can you see that that's not really him? You know? Musicians have been doing it for years. Uh, you've had, like, Michael Jackson when he was alive. Prince, I think, had a couple. And those I use those because those are two big name ones. But then you look at a couple of the other presidents in the past, but Biden, I think, is really making it obvious that there are uh, doubles. There was talks when Bin Laden was around that he had a few body doubles walking around, and I think the same thing with Saddam Hussein when he was alive. I think they had a couple of body doubles. Anyway, the point is I just found it interesting because I'm looking at this. I was like, oh my god, like that's not something wrong with the camera. Like that chin is not the same chin as these other three pictures here. Same with like the earlobes. Um, and whatnot. Yeah, Steven, he had dimpled chin. It's crazy to me. So again, this just goes back to can we please start thinking for ourselves and start looking at stuff? And can we please, for the love of everything holy, start asking questions? Listen, those of you, real quick, we're getting shadow banned again. So if you guys don't mind, real quick, those of you that are on, could you please share this? And I very much appreciate it. Share this out. We got more stuff coming here in the near future. Again, excited about the new show coming here in the beginning of November called Be Relentless. We're excited about that. Um, Couple more sponsors coming in 2024 with some new products and stuff. So we're excited about that. I got to give a quick shout out to our sister company, Heroes HMG Beverage. Um, Christmas time, we're going to have some of these mugs available for purchase. So get some stocking stuffers and stuff like that ready to, ready to go. Um, what else? There's something else. Was there something else? I appreciate all of you. So thank you for everything that you do. Oh, starting I've decided November, first week of November, I think it's going to be November 3rd. You're going to see a change on the Heroes Media Group website. Now, the website, we got a new website that's launching in 2024, but right now, starting November 3rd, you're going to be able once you click on the website, you're going to get a little pop-up window and you can sign up for a uh, community heroes group. All right, that's what we're calling it, the community heroes group. You have to log in. It's a separate group. You can this you're able to log in. You can see private conversations. It'll be different conversations. I'll have separate videos and stuff like that. Absolutely free. I'm not charging right now for that, but if you feel in your heart that you want to support the network, by all means, we can talk about that. But that's not the plan right now. And I'm doing this so I don't bombard people's emails with like a quarterly newsletter or anything like that. So, but you have to be signed up to get certain benefits. I'll be doing coupons and stuff like that for so much off. Won't be doing it on here. We'll be doing it in those private groups. So you got to be part of the group. So just giving you guys a heads up. That's coming November 3rd. What else? Podcasters, authors, if you're out there, we're looking for you. Let's go. Let us help you build your brand. All right. Heroes Media Group, we're a podcast network. It's a digital media company. We do anything and everything, all podcasts, whether it's audio, video, production, we can do it all. Same thing with the authors. If you're looking to change your book, get your book or your manuscript into an audiobook, let us help you. We just signed our first contract for 2024. So we're going to get to start working on that here in the next couple of weeks, and we're excited about that. So podcasters, authors, reach out to us. Let us help you. Send us an email, info@heroesmediagroup.com. Hey, let's get into some of the shows this week. A lot of really cool episodes this week. Let me see here. Hey, David. Yes, we do. You know how to reach me, brother. Send me, just shoot me a text, man. Ready to join HMG. Oh, look at this. Look at this. You guys have seen it here, right here. I'm gonna push this up here. Ready to join HMG. Homefront sit rep. Homefront sit rep podcast. It's a good podcast. Love their stuff. Great group over there. All right, we're gonna talk. You guys seen it here. And it's on the internet now, David. So gotta hold you accountable for it, buddy. Mm. Uh, what am I having this morning? This is a HMG beverage. Is HMG coffee. This is a Guatemalan mix, something new that I'm trying for 2024. I've been trying some different blends. Anyway, let's get back to the shows. Great shows this week. I'm super pumped about some of these shows, and this first one is pretty badass. The Hero Academy with host Super Dave. S- this week he talks with U.S. Marshal and Brooklyn. The title of this is U.S. Marshals and Brooklyn Bridge keeping El Chapo secure. I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. In a world where justice prevails, the unsung heroes who safeguard society often remain in the shadows. World of law enforcement and fugitive investigation through the eyes of Robert Lendigore, a former supervisor within the U.S. Marshals. His stories are testaments to the dedication and courage displayed by those who work tirelessly to bring fugitives to justice. His experiences from high stakes confrontations to managing complex cases like the one involving El Chapo offer a glimpse into the world that often remains hidden in the public's eye. So go check that out. That's the Hero Academy with your host, Super Dave. Ken, I need coffee. Your site hates me. I wish I wouldn't have read that now because I can't help but laughing. David, hey, listen, brother. Thank you for jumping on. We appreciate you, man. Have a great day. Ken, uh, I'll send you a text, brother. It's maybe we'll do a separate live where I can walk you through stuff. Andrew, good morning, brother. How are you, Andrew? I know you got stuff going on. Post it. Let's see what you got going on over there in Tennessee, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right, next up, Beyond the Rut. Be sure to follow Beyond the Rut. This is a veteran podcast. Jerry is a great guy. He's been doing a lot of public speaking and stuff lately in that world. So go check out Beyond the Rut. Next up, we have actually, you know what? I'm kind of doing it a little bit differently. Let's go back up to here. Next up, we have there we go. Label Free Podcast. From kidpreneur to virtual CFO, the journey of Euros Losovic. Oh, I said it right. I'm so proud of myself. A virtual CFO. So Mr. Losovic, a virtual CFO, cash flow coach, author, and serial entrepreneur. Euro shares his journey as a kidpreneur and how he started his first business selling dirt as a child. He then discusses his background in finance and how he grew up working in his father's accounting firm. This is a really cool episode. I like this. And Label Free Podcast, she gets some great guests. It's like literally they're all over the world. So if you're not following her, you need to. And remember, live life label free. Check it out. That's Label Free Podcast. Next up, we got On the Other Side of the Firewall. If you guys, if they're mostly on you can follow them on LinkedIn, and follow them on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. These guys, their content that they put out, they do a show every day, 5 days a week, and the security stuff, as far as like tech goes, you need to be listening to these guys. They're absolutely amazing, and the shows are short enough to where they're consumable, and you learn a lot from them. So, this week, they did several shows this week. Usually Friday they do a wrap up, so go check it out. There's some throwback stuff this week, but please go check out The Other Side of the Firewall. And again, remember, folks, all of the shows that I'm talking about today, you can find them at heroesmediagroup.com. All right, next up. Oh, pay attention to this one. Pay attention to this one. Carry on politics. This one here, Michigan Senate candidate Alexandria Taylor is running a competitive race right now in the Republican primary as she faces Michael Hoover, James Craig, Mike Rogers, and Nikki Sander, just to name a few. Here's the thing about Mrs. Taylor in listening to this. she Mrs. Taylor was originally a Democrat, and she talks about that how she ran Democratic like in 2015, 16, I think it was. Don't quote me on the year, but she ran as a Democrat, and she kept seeing like what the Democratic Party was doing and how she was not liking what she saw, and she wanted to change. So she changed over and now is Republican. And then she's based in Detroit, Michigan, and she talks about she's a very successful attorney, and she really talks about how she kinda, like, woke up and saw what the education system was doing, um, and how they're kind of I don't wanna say she didn't use the word program, but I'm gonna say program, uh, certain ideologies in the education system. This was such like, an eye-opening uh episode. So by all means, it's a great episode. You're gonna like it, that I promise you. And it's very eye-opening. And I hope that we see more of this coming here down the road. Check it out. It's Carry On Politics. Next up, what do we got? Pushing Back Chaos. They're gonna be coming up. They got a show going live tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Um, next up, we got Time to Shine Today. This week, off the chain. Um, They did a couple of episodes this week. The one that I'm about to talk about right now is from a decorated combat veteran to national best-selling author, Lieutenant Colonel Jason Pike. I've wanted to get Jason on the decision hour, and we just keep hitting and missing. Sometimes I've talked to Jason a few times. An amazing story. Like Google Lieutenant Colonel Jason Pike, and he's got an amazing story that he goes through, and then he puts it in a book, and you're just like, holy crap, how did this guy get through all of this? Um, awesome story, awesome episode. You can hear it now. Time to Shine Today. Go check it out. What do we got next? Power Investing in People podcast with Shay Sparks. This is changing. November 3rd. It's gonna be the Shay Sparks show. She's changing, rebranding everything. She's got some new stuff coming. Same fiery uh type show and interviews and stuff. Same fiery personality that we all love about Shay. Um, but it's changing and it's coming. Big change, big change coming, and it's coming November 3rd. So stay tuned for that. What do we got next? Because Bikers Matter podcast with our man Vegas. I love this. This week, Leslie James Patton, owner of Purple Haze Customs. Leslie shares his background growing up in Oklahoma and his early experience with motorcycles. After taking a break from the biking world, Leslie recently got back into it and started Purple Haze Customs. The highlight of this episode, Leslie's recent win at the Schools Out Chopper Show in Sturgis, where his custom chopper named Rosemary's Baby won Best of Show. And I saw the pictures of this chopper. It's freaking beautiful. Leslie shares the inspiration behind the paint job, which was influenced by a Hollywood actress and the colors of her blouse. You think you know who it is? You have to take a listen to find out. Go check out Bikers Matter podcast. Great episode this week. All right, next up we have. Oh, hold on here. Let me catch up here. Ryan, what's up? Good morning to you. Good morning, JD. Can I start over? No, I cannot. Next up, we got Misfit Nation. This week, always a good show. I love it when Rich gets on, man. He Misfit Nation. Rich does these shows live on social media. So if you're not following Misfit Nation, make sure you're doing so. This one here, a captivated conversation with David Nordell, an esteemed U.S. Air Force veteran. He's a command chief master sergeant. Command chief master sergeant with 30 years in the United States Air Force. That's absolutely amazing. Dave's remarkable journey is encapsulated in his international best-selling book, Giving Back, life and leadership from the farm to the combat zone and beyond. David is a driving force behind MaxFab Consulting. Uh, he imparts keynotes leadership, fuels organizations' growth, and offers strategic insights. Furthermore, his commitment to aiding transitioning veterans and trauma survivors, uh, as well as PTSD, underscores his compassionate nature. This is a great episode. Um, I love listening to this one. David's good guy, and thank you, David, if you watch this, for your service to this our great nation. So check it out. That's Misfit Nation. What do we got next? Environmentally speaking, first off, let me start this one off by saying this. Congratulations, ladies. Congratulations to the show, as this week's episode is their 100th episode of Environmentally Speaking, and it's been awesome. And this week, no different. This week, Marissa and Clarice dive into the fascinating topic of AI and how it affects the environment. How it affects the environment. Now, you're probably sitting back. AI really doesn't affect the environment. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Um, Marissa's an environmental attorney, and she shares her insights on how AI has been discussed in her field and its potential applications to the environment. Tune in this week as they discuss the positive and negative effects of AI and its energy consumption. Let me say that again, energy consumption. Believe it or not, you're going to learn in this episode that when you use AI as like a search engine, it takes up more energy than it does using like Bing or Google or Yahoo, one of the other search engines. So, we've been talking a lot about the environment and these, the electrical grid, and how everybody's supposed to move to electric cars and all this other BS, right? And now AI is the same thing. It falls in that line. So, again, go listen to Environmentally Speaking, and you're you're gonna see it. It kind of blew my mind. I was like, no, wow, check it out. Environmentally Speaking. Next up, moving on, we got the MSEC podcast this week. Destiny Huff discusses the unique stressors that military connected families with special needs children experience, and the importance of education and advocacy. She shares resources and tools for educators, parents, mental and behavioral health professionals. This was a really cool episode. Make sure you check it out. And again, these are our friends over at Military Child Education Coalition. It's a great nonprofit for our military families, and they really, really focus on the children. So we've been blessed to be working with these guys for about 6 years now. So love it. Go check it out. It's the MSEC podcast. Next up, we got the Arms Room. This week, they're discussing why companies tend to focus on CPR training and not trauma training, and the great scam of certifications. What could that possibly mean? Well, go take a listen to the Arms Room episode this week and you find out why. Check it out, Arms Room Show. What do we got next? Next up, we got Chasing Happiness with our man Ryan. Excuse me. This week, he's joined by Philip Papp, founder of Wits and Weights, and a certified nutrition coach with an engineered mindset. Philip takes us on a journey from his struggles with diets and the roller coaster of weight loss to his game-changing evidence-based nutrition and strength training. Pretty cool episode. Go check that out. That's Chasing Happiness. Next up, we got the Joel Evans Show. Kind of sticking with fitness here. This week, Joel speaks with the #1 fasting expert in the world, Dr. Joseph Antoon. He's the founder of L Nutra and the co-founder of L Prolon Fasting, a 5-day program that mimics the exact same effects in your body as fasting, but you get to eat food. And there's a lot of confusion around fasting. So some of the things that you're going to learn here, the truth behind fasting, 23 years of research unrevealed, and then the secret of living longer revealed in ancient diets. This was a fascinating episode. Was big in my 20s. I was a certified trainer. I love this stuff. I've fasted. I've done intermittent fasting and stuff like that as well, even as of recent. Um, Great episode. Check it out. You're going to learn a lot from it. Next up, we got your 6 at 6 with the People's Patriot Project. Every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You do not want to miss this weekend's show. This weekend, this Sunday, 6 p.m., we have POW Jessica Lynch as their boots on the ground guest. She's going to be joining the show this week at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and she's going to be discussing kind of her experience and things that she's done since uh, 2003. So you're not going to want to miss this one. If you've heard Jessica speak, it's pretty neat. They also have the amazing group Red Dirt Redemption with some amazing sound coming all the way from Texas, ready for you this Sunday. So check it out. What else do we got? Next up, we have the S3 with JD. I know he was on here just a few minutes ago. This week, week 7 NFL schedule overview. His locks of the weeks, his DraftKings DFS, and the start of EM, or I'm sorry, start of Sid'em. Stardom or Sid'em. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, JD. Reading is new to me. And then Lady M discusses the history of the Vikings in football origins. She's talking about the football team, the Vikings, just to be clear. So a great show. Check it out. That's the S3 with JD. Oh, man. I love it. I'm missing one. Rise Up Voices from the Front Lines. Check it out this week. Join Krista Fee and guest Meredith Morin for an in-depth conversation about law enforcement suicide. Meredith is a retired LEO, mental health practitioner, and an advocate for change. So check that out. I got to add them on this as well so we can get that up there. But check that out. That's Rise Up Voices from the Front Lines from our friends over at Battle 2B. Shout out to the sponsors. You guys know who you are. I'm going to talk to you guys right now. Carrabba's down there in Fayetteville near Fort Bragg, Liberty, whatever it's called now. To us, it's Bragg. I think it'll always be Bragg in some sense, right? Maybe. And it probably just got shadow banned for saying that. My tax fella, my man Anthony. I know they're going to see this. Dude, appreciate you guys. They've been doing our bookkeeping for all of my businesses, and they do our taxes every year. There's nobody better in the business. Go check out mytaxfella.com. JB Auto Clothiers. Listen, JB Auto Clothiers, it's a veteran-owned company. I actually, James Boggs was on TV recently down in Tampa. It was on an interview for Team Auto, and we work with Team Auto with the suits and their veterans closet and whatnot. JB Auto Clothiers is growing. And in 2024, you better keep your eye on JB Auto Clothiers because there's a lot coming down the pipe. So check them out, JB Auto Clothiers. Go to jbautoclothiers.com. Alibi Tattoo. Love those guys. Going to be seeing them. My man Poke this afternoon. Forget Genetics. Listen, it's hunting season, guys. Forget Genetics. Go to forgetgenetics.com. Use promo code HMG. You're going to get 10% off. Motorcycle Safety Lawyers. As if I have to say it, but I'm going to. If you ride motorcycles, you need motorcycle safety lawyers on speed dial. Go check them out, motorcyclesafetylawyers.com. Gotta Hold Brewing. Go to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. It's a beautiful area. I've not been down there, but we will be down there doing a show in March. So stay tuned for that. Go check them out if you're in the area. Feed the people, buy the people. Know where your meat's coming from. You want to find a local rancher or farmer, go to Feed the People, Buy the People. They can help you out. Home Studio, love it. They give you a setup for you podcasters out there. Go check out Home Studio. Jim Nary's Bait and Tackle. Just spoke with Jim the other day. They did their last fishing tournament for the year down at Aquatila Reservoir, which is in southern Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It's a beautiful area down there. I love going down there. Also, Warriors on the Water, LTD, great nonprofit organization that takes veterans and Leos out fishing. So go check them out. HMG Beverage, obviously. I got to give them a shout out. And then, of course, Sisu Stamina. Put them up here real quick. If you go to ulauniverse.com and use promo code HEROES10, you're going to get a 10% discount there as well. So, that's it. That's everything. That is it. That's everything. That's all the time I got. We got to call it a day, but I got to get to work on some other stuff. Thank you all that shared this morning. Thank you all that jumped on, made a comment. I'll reply to some of these comments after the show. Get out this weekend. Get out. Do something. Get out of the house. Get behind the desk. Put the phone away for a little bit, and get out into nature before it gets too incredibly cold. If you're in the northeast, at least. Anyway, enough. Listen, we're gonna do a happy hour. I think next week. Maybe. And then we're also going to be doing a surprise interview from New Jersey next Thursday, perhaps. So stay tuned for that as well. And I'll post this stuff up when the times are. I want to know what you guys want to hear next Friday. All right. If there's something you guys want me to talk about, let's talk about it. Make sure you go check out Heroes Media Group, heroesmediagroup.com. We got some new stuff coming this weekend as far as articles and stuff go. And if you want to be part of the HMG team, send us an email, info@heroesmediagroup.com. All right. God bless you guys. God bless America. Make sure you guys use your heads. Have a safe weekend. I'll see you guys next week.